Great roster. Simple as that. If you have a great roster, you're going to win 50 games in the NBA. We have 4 All-Stars. So if we didn't win 50 games, I'd get fired pretty fast.
Just saying, the team has talked about a little complacency or just the mental fatigue, so physically.
Yeah.
The sustained excellence, though, how do you keep doing that?
We have competitive guys. We have really competitive guys who want to win. They established that, 5-6 years ago. I think, what is this, 5 years in a row with 50 wins? Yeah. So, this was already in the makings. But it's a special group of guys, very talented, very competitive, and we're in the midst of a really special run. We know that. And it doesn't last forever. So we're trying to make the most of it.
Why did you decide to go 2 off?
It just felt right, with that long of a break. I just felt like giving them the weekend to recharge, rejuvenate, and come in and have a good long practice today, which we did. With the stretch run coming, just felt like the right thing to do.
How is Steph's ankle today?
He was good. He practiced fully. Yeah. Should be, yeah. Excuse me? Yeah. Oh, I think it's great. I think there's lots of things that I think the league and the NCAA can collaborate on. The fact that the G League is getting stronger and stronger. I think there's only 3 teams that don't have a G League, their own G League team now in the NBA. So the fact that the league's getting stronger and stronger, we should provide that opportunity for the high school kids who maybe don't want to go to college. I also think one of the things the NCAA needs to look at is if a kid signs with an agent and declares for the draft and he doesn't get drafted, welcome him back. Why not? What's the harm? We're gonna talk about all this, amateurism and all this stuff. But if we're truly trying to do the right thing for the kid, and the kid declares for the draft and doesn't get drafted and realizes, you know what, I should go to college, welcome him back. Do something good for the kids, and don't just kind of keep this ruse going. We all know what's going on, and let's do what's best for the kids and give them some options and work together between the NBA and the NCAA and find the right system. I think it's entirely doable if everybody just opens their eyes.
What did you see from Jordan Bell in his time in the G League?
He did a nice job. Yeah, Jordan was good. He was solid. He needed to play. He's played 3 games for us, but maybe averaged 12 minutes in those 3 games. So he needed the conditioning. I thought he got over the hump last night conditioning-wise. Played 29, 30 minutes, something like that. And he was solid, and it's a good night for him.
He said he was talking to Patrick McCaw about going on to the G League. So what does it say that the young guys see that as a productive place for them to thrive?
The G League is changing. It really is. It used to be a stigma to go down and play. Now it's a tool to get better. Quinn Cook has really gotten dramatically better this year playing in the G League. And he was fantastic last night. And, the ability for a guy to go and literally an hour drive away and play at a high level. And Aaron Miles and his staff are doing a great job. They're running the same stuff we run. So it's like there's this great connection. I think it's really been a great relationship.
Coach, 3-point attempts are up around the league, but your team is shooting slightly fewer this season than last season per game. Is that by design, or is that just a function of how teams are defending you this year?
It's a function of personnel and how teams are defending us. We've never been a team that's focused on volume threes. We want good shots, good 2s, good 3s, and the league's changing quite a bit. Some teams have 7, 8 guys, 9 guys who can shoot 3s. But that's not who we are. We have kind of 4 or 5, and so we just play to our strengths. I didn't see any of it. I was in Santa Cruz, so I didn't see the Oscar. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. And then I saw a picture of Kobe and Oscar Robertson together on Twitter. I thought that was good. Kobe and Oscar. Well, yeah, we don't pay Jordan to shoot anyway. You know, like that's the one thing we don't ever want to send a guy to the G League and get him out of his element and say, all right, now you got to score. And we want him to do the same things in Santa Cruz that he's going to do here: rebound, block shots, run the floor, pass the ball, and that's exactly what he did last night.
This may seem basic, but after 2 days off and you want your group refreshed, what are you looking for that tells you, I mean, besides maybe high energy practice, are there other things that you see that says, okay, that 2 days off was a real positive?
Not really. I mean, you just kind of look at the schedule and try to figure out what they need, and it's part of pacing your team through the season. And we had a good practice, so we should be ready to go tomorrow.
What do you think of how the schedule shakes out down the stretch with not as many back-to-backs? Seems like it's a little bit less taxing on you guys.
That's good. I mean, you know, the league's done a good job all year of keeping the bunches of games out of the schedule, and so plenty of rest. Seems like we just kind of have a game every other day, which is nice, and I think our guys are, for the most part, pretty healthy, and it's a good stretch for us.
Try to get Steph not to Augusta.
No.
You haven't talked to him about that experience?
Yeah, it's Augusta. He's a golfer, so he had a great time. I've played it, yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, but no, I wasn't too worried about his ankle. I mean, I was more interested in him feeling really good, rejuvenating in his body, and playing a couple of days of golf at the world's greatest golf course. Good for all those guys.
What do you think of how tight the Western Conference race is, and how tricky does that make that in terms of you have no idea if you're going to end up?
Yeah, it doesn't really change anything for us. We still prepare the same way. It just probably makes it a little trickier as you go down to the final week or two in terms of your preparation. Usually you can kind of zero in on 2 or 3 teams so our scouts can get a head start. That may not be the case this year. It might come down to the last day, and we may not have any clue who we're playing until literally the last night. This happened my first year coaching. It was pretty similar. I want to say like 2 through 7 or 2 through 6 was wide open. The Spurs went from like 2 to 6 on the last night. So it's not unprecedented, but I don't ever remember 3 through 10. Like the range of and the depth of quality teams is what stands out this year. Yeah. Looney will not be inactive every game. It's going to depend on matchups, but I want to get him back out there. He's still an important player for us.